I guarantee you, while watching this video, by the end of it, you will know how to lose belly fat, hip fat in 1 week. These are some of the clients that I've worked with over the last 6 to 12 months that I've done that very thing for, over and over and over again. This is Marissa, this is Marcel, this is Connor, this is Alan, this is Amarandi, and so many more clients that I've worked with. I'm IFBB Pro Josh Bridgman. I've been an online coach now for 10 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. So I consider myself a veteran. I have thousands and thousands of transformations of people probably just like you watching this at a high level, at a low level, and entry level. I work with everyone to get them to their goals. It's my absolute passion and I love it. I'm also an IFBB Pro. I've been an IFBB Pro for 5 years now. So I compete at very, very, very high level of bodybuilding. So I understand every level there is to get to, but I'm here to give you some tips, some low-hanging fruit, some things that you can implement in your life that will massively change the way that your body is, and you could completely just start losing and melting body fat off in as little as 1 week. I'm going to give you 4 simple steps here that you can undertake, implement within your life, and if you are consistent with these, and you can hold yourself to me, you can come back here in 2 months and say, Josh, I was consistent and I didn't feel anything, I bet you're a liar. So try these things and let's see how you get on. Number 1, I've got to start with the obvious. For all of these things to work, step 1 has got to be a net calorie deficit. You have to be in a deficit for all of this to work. So this input versus output is how much you eat versus how much you do, whether that be walking, digesting, moving, training, running, whatever it is. In order for us to lose belly fat, we have to burn more calories, have more output than we do input. So we have to begin to quantify those two things. Super simple equations that you guys can have, which we'll put on screen for you to read. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're 200 pounds, that is 200 grams of protein. I would not go below 40 to 50 grams of fats to begin with. So I would start right there at 50. Then between there, I would identify how sedentary or active you are. And I would range your carbohydrates between 200 and 400. If you are very sedentary, you sit down a lot, you do not move more than 3,000 or 4,000 steps, you have an office job, I would recommend just having a couple hundred carbs and just seeing how you go from there. If you are more active, you're a farmer, you are a nurse, you're on your feet a lot, you walk a lot, you are very, very busy, I'd probably push that a little bit higher. And I would basically go off that. The way I say we go off that is because we have a rate of loss that we're going to aim for. This is going to be 0.5 to 1% of your total body weight per week. If you are not achieving that, I want you to increase the deficit. If you're going the opposite way, it's going to be an even more aggressive change. If you are losing 0.4% of your body weight a week, maybe you just increase the deficit 100 calories. Maybe you take away 100 calories, maybe you do 100 calories extra cardio. If it's much bigger, of course, you make that bigger increase. If that's a little bit confusing, this is what I do for my clients. So if it's something that you want to kind of talk to one-on-one with, just hit the link in the description box and we can have that chat for free, completely for free, no obligations. Let me know. Step 2, get strong. I want you to focus on building muscle. Resistance training is what is going to make you look leaner at high levels of body fat. The more muscle you have, the closer it is to the skin, the less body fat is going to make you feel like you've got that body fat. It's also going to build metabolism. It's also going to build your ability to eat over time, which when you do come down to really wanting to shred some body fat off, you've got a much better metabolic standpoint. The focus here is always going to be focusing on building strength with the same form, more strength, more muscle, and basically, if you can train yourself extremely well, you start to lose fat versus weight, and weight loss is different from fat loss. What determines the difference is what makes the muscle stay, which is what training is. So we need to keep getting strong and focusing on getting strong. The last thing you want is to lose all this body fat and just have nothing to show for it. Number 3, super underrated, something that I think everyone could be doing. It's going to be walking. I think it's a superior form of cardio. It's super low impact on your joints, your tendons. Like 95% of everyone can walk, and all it could be is like increasing the distance. It could be increasing the weight that you have. It could be increasing the speed. Once you get fit enough, then you can, graduate to cardio, for example. One thing that I do with all of my clients who come from a completely untrained standpoint is we just implement 5,000 steps a day. That's 2 20-minute walks, and then just whatever happens around the house. Like that's pretty doable. And then we start to scale that up to a more what I would say a more optimal level of like 8 to 10,000 every day. I think that's a good movement level for digestion, for general blood glucose, for blood pressure, and things like that for general health. So I think it's really, really important that you're focusing on getting those steps. It's a really easy way to burn calories and increase that deficit without having to actively do cardio, go to the gym and do it, or buy a bike or something and do it at home. or eat less. And everyone wants to, no one wants to eat less, right? Step 4, reduce stress. Now this, you know what? Yeah, don't reduce stress. It's easier said than done. Guess what? I am not your boss. I don't run your business. I don't fly your plane. So I can't understand your stress. So it's important that you try and diagnose the main stressors in your life. And if you can mitigate them, obviously try and do that, right? Can you meal prep? Can you make sure there's order food at home for when you get home so you're not ordering food, you've got food in the fridge? Are you making sure that you've got time to work out at the weekend? Are you making sure you've got time to do your walk? Like, are you being time effective? Are you planning things right? That is where like reduction of stress comes in. And of course, like if you are stressed, like high cortisol, if you guys ever heard of the people who do like loads of cardio, eat no food and don't lose body fat, that's high cortisol. They don't respond. Hormonally, they won't respond. Visually, they won't respond. And it's just from a super high stress environment. And it'll affect your appetite. It'll affect your cravings. It'll affect your insulin resistance. It'll make you want to overeat, and it'll be very, very difficult to deal with. So reduction of stress is always a really big one. And one of the main ways, of course, like time management, you know, think about meditation, time for yourself. Just try, like, think of those small things you can change. But a big one is step 5, sleep. Step 5, sleep is king. If people slept like they wanted to train, people would be a lot better off. They would be leaner, they would be more muscled, they would think better, they would think more clearly, less brain fog, they would have less cravings, they would have more stable blood glucose, better blood pressure. That is literally how good sleep is for you. So I want you to start thinking about sleep hygiene. I want you to start thinking about actively sleeping. Do you have a dark room? We have photoreceptors all over our body. If we receive light coming in like this, for example, through my window, in the middle of the day, our body likes to recognize that, and it keeps us awake. We know that if we've got a hot room, it's harder to sleep. Why is that? Well, deep sleep requires body temperature to drop. So if it's too hot for the body temperature to drop, you're not dropping into a deep sleep. Some people have anxiety or overtrained thoughts in the evening, and they don't know how to calm it down. Well, things like magnesium biglycinate can reduce that sympathetic nervous system into a more parasympathetic state, which basically just means calming you down, readying your body to sleep. We've got supplements like melatonin that can help us sleep, but also more importantly, we've got things like circadian rhythm and sleep-wake cycle, and just being in a routine and actively sleeping and doing something before you sleep every day to make your body go, oh, it's time to sleep, and actively doing it. So I promise you, if you roll all of those 5 things into one, in a month's time or 2 months' time, you will feel incredibly much better, and then you'll be ready for the next steps, which we'll release in another video coming soon. If you try these steps or you don't quite know how to implement these steps, and you just need a little bit of help or some guidance, I offer a completely free diagnostic call with the hopes to obviously have you on the coaching team. But if not, we give you as many low-hanging fruit as you can that are completely free on the call. So hit the link below. I'd love to talk to you. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love to talk to you. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit a like, comment. The comments let me know I need to keep going. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon.